Okay. The evidence we gathered so far should have clues on who knew Kawai. Hát ők ismerték, nem?
We already know this.
Oh. The students in the video?
Individuals acquainted with Kawai. They certainly fit the bill.
But why would they wind up abducting him?
Huh. Maybe Kawana asked for their help? No. He forced them to.
What makes you say that?
Well, Kawana had this on a secret flash drive, right?
Ezzel a videóval zsarolta meg a volt diákjait. Képzeljétek el, erre kellett a videó. Ezzel a videóval zsarolta a volt diákjait, hogy nyírják ki Kawait.
Which means this video is Kawana's leverage. It's how he got them to go after Kawai.
You think this is enough leverage to drive people to murder, though? Kawai was killed, right?
RK is the only one saying Kawai was murdered. No body's been recovered yet either.
Bár nem tudjuk, mi történt vele.
Okay, hang on. I'm barely keeping up with this.
Yeah, it's a bunch of what-ifs stacked on top of each other. But there is somebody who could potentially confirm this.
Who'd that be?
Someone in the video. Mamiya, for example.
Mamiyát meg lehetne a videóval zsarolni, hogy nyögje ki, hogy így van-e, ahogy gondoljuk, vagy sem.
She could probably tell us what we want to know.
Bizony.
I agree. Yagamishi's provided a working theory that ties together the Kamurocho and Ijincho incidents. So if we can get Yui Mamiya to corroborate this, we should be able to extract even more information from her. Perhaps even including Kawana-san's whereabouts.
Yeah. Looks like he hasn't given us the slip just yet.
Man, what the hell is that guy's deal?
Ha még él, hát csak él.
Mikoshiba and Sawa-sensei's murders, Ahara's alibi, Kawai's disappearance. Kawana's most likely tied to everything.
Mindenhez kötődik ez a pöcs.
We'll get all the answers we need if we can find him.
And I guess this is bringing us that much closer?
Hopefully. I should go see Yui Mamiya tomorrow.
Nice.
You should accompany him, Sugiurashi. Considering we seem to be kicking the investigation into high gear, with Kaito-san out of commission, I'm sure Yagamishi could use a helping hand. I'll be fine right here.
Azt még nem tudjuk, Macing Cheese.
I'm cool with whatever.
Thanks for lending him out, Tsukumo. I'll make sure he comes back in one piece.
Hey, don't underestimate him as a party member. He can hold his own if you let him.
Oké. Siker. Akkor legyen holnap, és megyünk.
You know how they say your life flashes before your eyes when you're dying? That shit's real talk.
Na, közben itt van Kaito is.
Huh?
Yeah. There I am, bleeding out. And suddenly I'm getting the 3rd degree from Matsugane-san. Back when I was still just a rookie.
Csóri Kaito minden részbe kapja.
Like, time to lose that pinky. And then, Higashi starts crying for me. Oh, if I'm gonna go, I ought to get a better final scene than that shit, right? Right?
Could have put us.
I'm sure it'll be rosier when the time comes for real. Glad you pulled through, man.
That bastard Soma, though. Next time, he's fucked. We could have avenged Sawa-sensei if it weren't for that stupid ambush.
Igen, jól átbaszta őket amúgy.
You didn't tell the cops about him, did you?
Had to give the cops a statement, so I did. With a generous side of bullshit.
That'll get you busted, you know.
I'm joking. All I said was the truth. That I got knifed by the same twisted fuck who got Sawa-sensei.
In that case, it's only a matter of time until Soma's arrested.
Tehát bujkálnia kell a rendőrség elől, mert gyilkossági kísérlettel és gyilkossággal is vádolják most már.
Just have to find him before RK does.
Kuwana, huh? He's on my shit list too, just so you know.
Huh?
Kuwana must have had some sort of agenda back when he first met us. In fact, it's probably because you were looking into Mikoshiba. He palled around with me all because of that. I'm just the sucker of the agency, huh?
I wouldn't say that.
Still. The moment an ass for me to kick turns up, this is the shape I'm in.
Just focus on getting better. Tsukuma will stop by later, too.
Hoz majd neked
What?
fánkot.
Sugiura gonna give me the cold shoulder?
He and I are off to question Mamiya. He said he'd drive us from Ijincho and everything.
Oké. Oké. Azt mondta Sugiura, hogy elvisz kocsival? Igen. Közben keresnünk kellene egy boltot. Több boltot. Az egy aranyruhás pénzt tölt elég? Bizony, bizony. Na próbáljuk meg most, hát ha nem baszadjon. Bicsikli! Oké, ő most csak kezes. Uramisten! Rothadjál meg! Jön apa! Yes! Te jóságos ég. Kapta. Yes! 50 000.
Really, guys?
50 000? 50 000. Yeah! Ide nekem a malkomba! Tudom, hogy... Érződik a damage boost. Én tökre megnyomtam, mindegy. Double kill. Jó. Öcsém, egymás után 90 000 ember fog rám támadni? Peri. Megvan. Yes. Yes. Üdv mindenkinek, srácok. Aki még most csatlakozott. Menjünk tovább. Nem már is mi? Na jó, ez nem lehet. Ez nem lehetséges. Ez több, mint lehetetlen. Hogy jöhet még egy 50 000 ember? Az a baj, ez tökre ki fog nyírni. Jó, így nem. Kaptam. Hihetetlen bazdog, hogy bedob ennyi mindent egymás után. De mondjuk annyi pénzünk lesz, mint a kurva élet. Én csak egy boltot kerestem, bazd meg. Egyszerűen hihetetlen. Áú. Oké, itt van egy bolt. Nem tudom, mit tudunk itt anyád venni. Takarodj! Takarodj! Iraszáj, ez a farmácia. Innen tudunk venni Stamina X-et, ami sok HP. Ilyet is. Ez volt egy bolt. Szemben megint van a csirkés genyó, onnan is megveszünk mindent. Szerintem is. Sugiura? Itt van már Sugiura. Itt. Kész a kocsi? Köcsög. Ebből komoly
So we
kihallgatás
off to see
lesz.
Mamiya? I'm ready whenever you are.
I'm ready.
Yup, let's go.
Yep, let's go.
All right, let's do this. If your theory is accurate, then Mamiya was involved in both Kawai and Mikoshiba's murders. And even if that's off, we can at least learn more about Kawana-san as a teacher.
Másodperc, srácok.
Yes?
Hi, it's Yagami. I dropped by with Genda Law the other day.
Not again.
I have just a few more questions I'd like to ask you.
Na, mit
You told
mondtak?
me the last visit would be your only one. Seriously, why do you keep showing up here uninvited?
Igaz vagy nem igaz?
Please, just leave me alone.
I suppose I should mention, I'm here today as a detective, not a lawyer.
So what?
And my partner here is Sugiura. He's with an agency called Yokohama 99.
Never heard of him.
He's based in Ijincho. He's working a case. Maybe you saw it on the news? The murder of Seiryo High teacher Yoko Sawa, killed in her own apartment. You and Sawa-san were classmates in high school, is that correct? After leaving Kurakawa 13 years ago, Sawa-san moved to Ijincho to teach. Are you still there?
What is it you want? I haven't seen Yoko-chan since graduation. Now go. You're barking up the wrong tree.
Maybe you'll remember Kitakata-sensei then. I ran into him at Sawa-sensei's home right before the murder. He was your homeroom teacher at Kurakawa, but resigned after the Mitsuru Kusamoto incident. Just like you, he appears to be connected to Sawa-san.
Mi van, Bol?
So why am I being
Nem
singled
bírod
out?
az ilyesmit?
Can't you just ask someone else?
Believe me, it's a long list. But right now, we're here to find out how Sawa-san got mixed up in all this. You two
Be
weren't
is engedhetné
necessarily on
amúgy.
bad terms, were you?
If I had to say, we weren't on the best terms either.
Ah, how convenient. Because that's a perspective I'd like to hear more about as well.
My husband will be home soon. Can you keep it quick?
I'll give it my best shot.
Exactly. Thanks for hearing us out.
Hold on just a moment.
És soha nincs itt a férje.
Wonder what's going on. You don't think she bolted, do you?
Wouldn't count on it.
Should we ring again?
Nagyon sok ideig készülődik. Értem, Bol. Értem.
Sorry.
Van, amikor körülményes nagyon,
I
igen.
just wanted to clean up a little.
Össze akarod rendezni a dolgokat otthon? Ne legyen rendetlenség. Most dugta el a gyilkos önszapó
Your son
polipot.
home today?
He's at English school
Nincs
right
itt a
now.
fia,
I have to
és
pick
a
him up
férje
soon.
tuti, hogy dolgozik.
Doesn't your husband help with any of that? You said he'd be home soon, right?
Miért nem
Excuse
látjuk
me,
soha a
but you are in
férjét?
no place to make those kinds of comments.
Sorry. Didn't mean to pry.
Well, what is it you want to ask?
Mit kérdezzünk tőle? Kezdjük ezzel, puhítsuk.
Do you remember Mitsuru Kusamoto?
Yes, we were classmates in high school.
He jumped off the school's roof after his classmate Shinya Kawai bullied him. I hear he's still in a coma, 13 years later.
Weren't you going to ask me about Yoko-chan?
I was. But there seemed to be an awful lot of Kurakawa graduates surrounding this case. And strangely enough, they were all in your class. Kitakata-sensei being the prime example, as well as a guy named Akaike-san. Remember him?
Well, you're right. We were in the same class.
And would you say you're all familiar with Mitsuru Kusamoto's situation?
Yes, but that's not a warm memory for any of us.
I understand. I'm sure it's not.
Azt akarjuk most kiszedni belőle. Óvatosan kell építkeznünk. Arra kell rájönnünk, hogy Kitakata, tudjátok, kiről van szó, vette rá őket arra, hogy elbánjanak Kawaiial, illetve hogyan bántak el vele, mi történt vele. Ez nem. Ez.
Have you been in contact with Kitakata-sensei lately?
I haven't. He's someone I'd rather not have in my life.
Are you surprised that he stayed in Ijincho after resigning from the school?
No, not really.
How about the fact that now he's using an alias?
I had no clue. But again, he has nothing to do with me.
Azt mondja, semmi köze hozzá. Kis oda kéne kapcsolni. Ez egy kicsit durva lesz, hogyha azt mondjuk, hogy megrendezett volt a nonizás, de nincs más lehetőség.
The groping was orchestrated, right?
Excuse you?
When Akihiro Ihara grabbed you on the train, you were in on that, weren't you? The whole thing was a conspiracy, staged to play out as it did.
You need to leave. Right now.
Dude, what gives?
No one would even think to consider.
Ez egy nagyon-nagyon jó hazudozó ez a nő. Meg se rezzent, mikor Kitakatát mondtuk.
But if it was to establish a murder alibi, that's another story, considering how much lighter the sentence is. That way, Ihara got away with killing Mikoshiba, paying only a fraction of the price. But as luck would have it, proving it is going to require you to cooperate with us now.
If you don't get up this second, I am calling the police. I mean it.
Viszont van egy videó.
It took me quite a long time to figure out how you and Ihara were connected.
Nem fogja hívni a
But once I
rendőrséget, mert
learned
megmutatjuk a
Yokosawa
cuccot.
attended Kurokawa, it all started falling into place. She was in your homeroom class. She looked after Toshiro Ihara. She was the link to everyone. But just before I could ask her about any of this, she was murdered by Kamurocho gang. That same gang has been hunting your old teacher, Kitakata-sensei.
What is it you want from me?
Lamia-san, do you have any idea where Kitakata-sensei could be? He may be Kawana the handyman, but he hasn't answered his work line since Sawa-san's murder.
I don't know. He was my teacher a decade ago.
Furcsa
I
ez.
barely remember his face.
Well, I'm willing to wager Kitakata-sensei still remembers yours. I'll prove it right now.
Oh, God.
Nem felejtett el az arcát a videó miatt, ami nála volt.
See for yourself.
Igen, és szerintem nem tudott a videóról a csaj, vagy tudott, és akkor bevallja, hogy zsarolták vele. Nice. Jó.
It was well hidden. Your Kitakata-sensei had it on a USB drive.
Meg fog törni, ettől
He really
biztos.
didn't want this thing being
Biztos.
seen. The most interesting part is the date. It's the very same day Mitsuru Kusamoto jumped
Ezáltal
off the school
megvádolható az
roof.
egész köcsög banda.
And hanging out in the back, we see you, laughing and cheering right along with the other bullies.
Guess it's safe to say it's a good thing your family wasn't home. Wouldn't
Igen.
exactly want them seeing this, would we?
Na mi van,
Does this
összementél?
video come up? Has Kitakata-sensei ever
Úristen,
mentioned to
Nunin
you that he had
fogdostak a metrón, elmész a picsába, bazd meg. Ez a lényeg.
Please. Please delete it.
Jaj, persze, mert nincs másolat
Considering
belőle.
the angle, I get the feeling that this was recorded in secret. And based on your reaction, did you even know it existed?
You know what happened to Mitsuru-kun. He's been in a coma ever since what you did to him that day. But still, only one of you took the fall. Shinya Kawai took all the blame. Well, sort of, being that he got fired, Kitakata-sensei took heat too. Still, you all just moved right along with your lives. You've even got happy little families. What? Are you expecting someone?
Amiya-san?
Well, I knew it would happen someday.
What do you mean?
Bassza meg! Behívták a maszkosokat, gondoltam. Nekik írt.
Looks like she wanted some company.
Bassza meg a kurva száját. Semmi életünk nincs. Akkor hillel kezdünk, meg ahogy vettem. Oldason. Megezzük az összes kaját. Nesze! Ez a világ legjobb távirányítós autója. A baseball ütős kurvákat meg! Hát ez gyorsan ment. Hol vagy, mami?
Well, this turned into a shit show.
And would you look at that? Our old friend Akaike-san showed up to play a part.
Itt van az egyik csávó.
So you are all working together.
Együtt dolgoznak a volt osztálytársak. Ők a
What should we do with
maszkosok.
them? They're the jerks who hurt Tsukumo-kun, right?
Break every finger on their hand, it still won't make you even. Come on, they may have more on the way.
Szóval akkor ez az egész volt osztály együtt dolgozott, Sawán kívül.
And Mamiya-san's coming with.
Huh?
Let's not cause a scene, okay? I'd hate for a finger to slip and post this video.
Akkor magunkkal visszük a csajt. Oh,
You think this is your personal jail,
és itt van
Yagami?
Higashi.
What makes you think you can keep bringing captives here?
És ide hoztuk a
Well, it's the
csajt
safest spot we know.
az arkádba.
Good to be such a reliable friend.
Yeah, Higashi, be cool. We won't be around long.
Be cool. You think
Köszi a
time's
hocak
the
a
issue?
62 hónap
This is
feliratkozást.
about
Nagyon szépen
respect,
köszönjük.
man.
What's your call? We kicking them out?
Oh, quick bit of news, Higashi-san. Kaito-san got shanked in Yokohama.
What? What the fuck? Kaito Aniki? By who?
You'll know once we're done explaining. Let me introduce you to Mamiya-san first. She called up her friends to come after us just a little bit ago.
Yeah. And I'd do it again.
I don't give a shit about that. What happened to Aniki? You better have paid him back already, Yagami. Fuck those RK assholes. And how could Aniki have let him get to him like that?
Now that Higashi-san's up to speed, should we get to it? I imagine Mamiya-san doesn't want to drag this out.
Gondolom, hogy
What
haza
do you
akar
intend
menni.
to do with me?
First, you'll tell us everything you know. We'll decide how to deal with you afterward.
Ez a nő egy igazi fasz. És ráadásul most fogadok, hogy neki fog feljebb állni. Na, hallgassuk
Let's
ki.
get this over with. What do you want to know?
Meddig nyúlt fel Hara? Jó, azt biztos nem mondaná meg.
Let's start with the video. Any thoughts you'd care to share? I found it on a
Csak
flash
kíváncsi
drive
voltam.
in Kitakata-sensei's room. Or should I say, Kawana's. I take it that means he's the one who recorded it.
Yes.
That means Kawana already knew back then the rest of you were bullies too?
Yes.
If that's the case, then why was Shinya Kawai the only student thrown under the bus for it? Kawana-san didn't show that tape to anyone else?
We had no idea we were even being taped. We didn't find out about the video, or the reason he sat on it so long until way after graduating.
Why exactly did he sit on it for so long?
Kitakata-sensei said he kept it so he could teach us for the
Szóval
rest of our
egészen
lives.
a diplomaszerzés utánig nem tudták, hogy ez a videó
If that video
létezik.
came out at the time of the incident, I'm sure life would have been hard for us then. After all, Kawhi was exposed online, and that would mean millions of yen in compensation for damages.
Yeah, but you guys could have wound up in the same boat.
No. At most, we would have come across as dumb kids he roped into helping him.
Oh.
We might have caught some flack, but people would chalk it up to kids and their cliques.
Hogyha abban a korukban derül ki a videó, akkor nem tudták volna megbüntetni őket annyira, mint utána.
You're saying circumstances are different now?
I have a child now.
Most már van mit veszíteni.
An upscale apartment. If the world sees that tape now,
sokkal több a veszíteni valójuk, ahogy eltelt az idő. Így akarta őket mórasra tanítani.
The son of a woman who drove a kid to attempt suicide. His life would be ruined. That recording is more than kids being cruel. Mitsuru jumped from the school roof that very night and is still in a coma today.
Ezért nagyon veszélyes az a dolog.
I get it. You have that much more to lose now than when you were a kid.
Továbbra is leckézteti őket.
Same for all my classmates. Kurokawa Academy is a prestigious school, after all. Most graduates go off to great universities and land high-paying jobs. One started his own company. Others have families.
Mindenkinek van veszteni valója.
If that video gets out, they lose everything.
Mindent elveszítenek, hogyha kiderül, hogy ugye a videó. Azért várt ennyi ideig vele.
Just so he could threaten to take it all away. And when that time came, he started contacting us. Every student you see in that video.
When was the first time Kawana approached you?
5 years ago. I was out on a walk with my son when he came strolling up out of the blue.
5 évvel ezelőtt kereste meg a diákokat először.
Barely recognized him. His eyes were so hollow.
Ez a bosszú.
Then without so much as a word, he took out his phone and played that video. He's a psychopath.
És Kawai is 5 évvel ezelőtt tűnt el, ugye?
Mitsuru looked pretty psychopathic to me.
Oh, and you're so perfect. An angel who never once acted out of line. Never lashed out at someone weaker than you or sided with the group to shut someone out. Everyone does it. We were just lucky enough to have some creep tape us, picking on some kid who couldn't take it. Why did this have to happen to me?
Milyen durva, nem? Hogy még most se bánta meg, amit tett.
It's because bad things happen to bad people. You'll sling your barbs from a safe distance, but once you're on the other side of it, you curl up and play victim.
Neki áll feljebb. Egyáltalán nem bánja, amit tesz. Csak azt bánja, hogy lebuktak.
Reminds me of something Shirosaki-sensei was looking into.
What?
There was this guy. I think his name was Shinya Kawai.
És akkor most jön, hogy Shinya Kawai is 5 évvel ezelőtt tűnt el. Összefésülhető. Szóval...
Then it was you guys. You're the ones who
ők rabolták el Kawait.
And murdered him.
No, it wasn't us. We could never do something like that.
Wasn't us, huh? So you're not denying he was murdered after all? Who was it then?
All Sensei told us was to find Kawai somewhere in Kamurocho.
Tehát azt mondta a tanár, hogy találják meg Kawait.
Did Kawana tell you what he wanted with him?
He needs to be there when you all beg for forgiveness.
Valami nagyon komoly bosszút tervezett itt ez a Kitakata.
He leaked the video. So we all went to see Kawai, but he wanted nothing to do with Sensei.
De nem akart visszajönni.
Considering he'd cost him everything, that came as no surprise.
But doing nothing would cost the rest of you everything too.
Yes.
Szóval belepasszírozták a kocsiba.
After he put up a fight.
Yeah, that lines up with what the local eyewitnesses said. So then what happened? Nobody's heard from the guy since.
We were directed to bring him to a wharf in Yokohama. And that's where we begged for forgiveness. After that, he said we were free to go. All except Kawai.
Mindenkit elhívott egy helyre. Kawai is ott volt. És azt mondta nekik, hogy könyörögjenek a bocsánatáért, és vagy bocsánatot, és akkor nem mutatja meg a videót a világnak. És utána elengedett mindenkit, kivéve Kawait.
There was only a video. It was of all of us, pushing Kawhi into the van.
Azt is felvette, hogy betuszkolta.
What we did in the city.
Látjátok?
You can see all our faces so clearly.
Készített egy másik videót, ahogyan elrabolják Kawait.
Even if you know all the backstory, the video is a clear-cut abduction.
Tehát van bizonyítéka van arra, hogy elrabolta.
The first time another message came in. This time, a picture. When I saw it, I just went cold. That's when I knew I would never be able to escape him. It was a picture of Kawhi. Dead.
És most már innen tudják, hogy Kawhi meghalt. Igen, és valószínűleg Kitakata megölte őt. És ez a bosszú. A bosszú. Hogy bizonyítékuk van, tehát bizonyítéka van telefonon arról, ami bizonyítaná, hogy ők megölték Kawait.
He makes us accomplices to murder.
Murder?
És azóta is arra kéri őket, hogy segítsen nekik gyilkolni. Úgy, hogy zsarolja őket a videókkal.
What the hell? Murder who exactly?
Kitöltek meg?
Any bullies involved in suicides. That's who Sensei's got it in for. Anyone he could find across the country. He doesn't even care how old
Bulikat öldököl.
If a student commits suicide and bullying is suspected as the cause, he'll turn up.
Minden olyan diák, aki öngyilkos lesz, és kiderül, hogy bullying áldozata lett, akkor megjelenik a tanár, és a buli meghal. És a segítségüket kéri. Már eddig hetet ölt meg. Az egész ország területén belül egy ilyen önkéntes igazságosztóként működik. Nekik pedig muszáj segíteni neki. Azt a kurva, ez mennyire kemény, srácok. Gondoljatok bele, a rohadt bulikat, akik az ő osztályába jártak, halálba zsarolta, konkrétan, hogy segítsenek neki bulikat vadászni.
We know Mikoshiba drove Ihara's to suicide 4 years prior. That has to be why Kawana let Ihara murder him, and how you found your role in establishing his alibi.
És akkor így függnek össze az új üggyel.
Grabbing Mikoshiba required a good number of people. All the people who pinned Ihara down.
Megállapította a nyomozás, hogy nem egy ember rabolta el Mikoshibát, tehát megint a diákjait használta fel.
We had an unspoken agreement that we wouldn't directly take part in any killing. He just makes us his accomplices somehow.
Tehát ők csak a rablásban és az elfogásban segítkeznek. Ők fogták el Mikoshibát, az osztály.
The one thing we can't ever do is turn him down. If we do, he'll send his video of us abducting Kawhi to the police.
Elképesztő.
And then Kawhi's body will turn up with our fingerprints all over his corpse. And we know that because he's hidden Kawhi's corpse in a freezer somewhere.
He's preserving one of his murder victims?
So as long as he has that, you're wrapped around his finger.
Igen. Szóval Kuana egy önkéntes igazságosztó lett. A komába esett fiú miatt. És azóta azokat zsarolja, akik miatt komába esett a fiú, hogy segítsenek neki. Abban, hogy megöljék őket. Beszarás.
Sounds to me like Kawana's had one thing on his mind for 13 years. Sitting on that video and becoming an Ijincho handyman was all in service of his real motive, killing off bullies. He's dragged all his former students into this hell, until the day it destroys every single one of you.
Is today that day?
We'll see. I'm still curious about a few things though, if you don't mind.
És ezért szinte lenyomozhatatlanok.
There are these scumbags chasing down Kawana called RK.
Igen, mit akar az RK? Jó kérdés, akkor
enough, they never came up once during your confession. So tell me, why'd they come for Yokosawa?
That I don't know for certain. But Sensei did reach out to Yoko-chan about 6 months ago over the phone. He was asking her about the suicide at Seiryo High.
The suicide at Seiryo High. You must be talking about Toshiro Ehara.
The lawsuit played out
Igen,
with
akkor kereste meg.
that the school wasn't responsible. But Yoko-chan was a teacher there, and Sensei was able to get the truth out of her.
How'd he do that? What did he say?
From Yoko-chan's perspective, she and Sensei were both just teachers dealing with students attempting suicide.
Akkor azért kereste meg, mert tudni akarta, hogy ez is egy bullying esete.
After learning the truth, Sensei believed Mikoshiba needed to be held accountable.
Így van. Rászállt Mikoshibára.
So if Sawa Sensei hadn't talked to him, Ehara wouldn't have gotten involved? And none of this would be happening in Ijincho?
Possibly.
No, this isn't right. Sawa Sensei didn't know Kawana's identity or his objectives. She thought she was just talking through her problems with a sympathetic ex-teacher. At the very least, she sure as hell didn't deserve to die for that.
It's not like we're the ones who did it.
Van egy Brianünk, köszi a 41 hónapot. Evander, köszi a feliratkozást.
Block number.
Ismeretlen szám.
Hello?
Yo, know who this is, Yagami?
Kawana?
Yeah. I heard you're looking for me.
Most telefonál Kuana.
I'm willing to meet you now if you come alone. But you have to let Mami.
El kell engednünk Mamiát, és akkor találkozik velünk.
What?
All right. She's free as soon as I see you.
Works for me. Then come on down to your office. I thought I'd let myself in.
Az irodánkban van.
Gotta say, this chair's pretty comfy.
Pretty sure I locked up behind me when I left.
Listen, I'll only meet you alone.
Csak és kizárólag egyedül találkozik velünk Kuana. Szóval nagyon sok minden tisztult, srácok. A sztori egy nagy részét ki tudtuk vakarni.
You can let Mamiya-san go once I confirm he's there.
You gonna be all right by yourself?
Well, he already knows Mamiya-san's with us. I'm guessing he was watching us from somewhere. And I can't afford to do anything that would piss him off enough to make him disappear.
Got it.
We'll take care of this end of it. Shouldn't you move your ass?
Érdekes. Nem tudom, szerintem nem fogunk ebbe már belemászni. Most már ki tudja, mekkorára fog nyúlni az a cinematic rész, ami ott van. De nagyon-nagyon durván sokat megtudtunk végre a történetről. Kurva lényeges volt itt ez a rész, amit elmondott a csaj, hiszen majdnem kibontottuk az egészet. Most már csak az RK feladata kérdéses, illetve hogy Ehara hogyan fonódott bele ennyire durván a dologba, és hogy kivel alkották meg ezt a tervet. Még verekedjünk egyet. A gondolkodó gránátokat.
Great. More of them.
Úristen! Azt hittem védekezhet. De tökre nem. Kapdák.
What a waste.
Illetve még van egy lila emberke itt, aki reméljük, hogy egy aranyöltönyös, és egy aranyöltönyös. Még ezt kifingatjuk az 50 000-ért, ha sikerül. Igen! Oké, Peri. Ez az. Na ez fluid volt, srácok. Elég csúnyán fluid. Jó, rendben. Annyit akartam még csinálni, hogy eljönni eddig a ebbe az étterembe akartam egyet kajálni, aztán mentünk. Hogy is vannak a bejárata? Valahol itt? Azaz? Valami light-osat dobjunk be. Valami drágát. Jól csináltuk. Superior Single Cut Cup. Gyönyörű.
Starving. Pretty tasty, thanks.
Nice. Nem tudom, hogy ezek itt vannak-e még kint. Nem hiszem. Jó, zsír. Srácok, itt zárjuk a mai streamet. Mondom, rettenet durván haladtunk a dolgokkal. Most járunk a chapter 9-nél. Még rengeteg van belőle. Még rengeteg van ebből a játékban, de nem baj. Hála Istennek van időnk. Ez a nyár valami bor, ez az túl hosszú. Úgyhogy rá fogunk érni. Holnap folytatjuk az As Dusk Falls nevezetű játékot, ami szintén egy story-based játék, amit megszavaztatok, hogy mindenféleképpen játszunk tovább. Úgyhogy játsszuk tovább. Nagyon köszi Les Death, nagyon köszi Bordi nektek is, Mr. Psychopath köszi a 8 hónapot. Köszi szépen, hogy figyeljétek ezeket a gémeket is. Én tudom, hogy ez sokkal kevesebb ember szája ízének felel meg, de van, akik szeretik, úgyhogy ezért hajlandóak vagyunk mi is áldozni rá időt, mert jók. Jövő héten pedig, ugye most kiesett a South Park, jövő héten pedig be fogjuk fejezni majd a Straight, az As Dusk Falls-t. Ez biztos, hogy nem még, de lesz miket folytatni. Úgyhogy haladunk szépen tovább a dolgokkal, ahogy szoktunk az évben. Velem pedig találkoztok majd okvetlenül holnap reggel. Nagyon szépen köszi még egyszer a figyelmet, srácok, legyetek jók, találkozunk.